Talbot of Canada began its life on the stage of London's Grand Theatre in 1938, where it was mounted as an historical romance based on the life of Colonel Thomas Talbot, the founder of southwestern Ontario. Richard Smith, the husband of the author, played the title role. 3 years later, pioneer filmmaker Melburn worked with the play's author, Hilda Smith, to adapt her play script to the screen. The production proved to be a mixed blessing for Smith. She was given the luxury of adapting her own play, but her husband was passed over for the lead. The role went to John Burton, a professional actor who had once understudied for Welsh matinee idol Ivor Novello. Despite wartime rationing of equipment and labor, the production of Canada's first color feature film was successfully completed during the summer of 1941. Shooting locations included the nearby villages of Byron and Poplar Hill. The finished film was premiered at London's Central Library on the evening of March 31st, 1942. Turner had to run the film on 2 projectors, one carrying the sound, the other carrying the picture. The result made the projection room so warm, Turner had to strip to his undershorts to avoid sweating through his tuxedo. The only print of Talbot of Canada remained in the director's archives until it was destroyed in an apartment fire, or so it was thought. In March of 1998, the first reel of the movie, minus its soundtrack, was discovered in the National Archives in Ottawa. The surviving footage included an account of a rumored love affair between a young Thomas Talbot and Suzanne Johnson, the niece of Mohawk chief Joseph Brant. Using lip readers, the script for the film was reconstructed. Voiceover artists then redubbed the dialogue. Music and sound effects completed the restoration. For the first time since its debut more than half a century ago, we are proud to present the rebirth of a Canadian cinematic legend, Talbot of Canada.
When I first saw this beautiful country, stretching from Lake Erie to the River La Tranche, I knew that someday I must settle here. I was with Governor Simcoe and stood looking over the shining Erie waters. "Here will I nest," I cried. "Until I make the forests tremble with the wings of the flock, I will invite by my warblings round me." I meant every word of it, and I still do. What a life it is! Who would trade civilization for the glorious freedom of these woods, for the feel of open spaces? Above all, for the knowledge that this corner is mine, my nest, my castle, my kingdom of Malahide that I dreamed of so long. When a man sees a dream coming true, he feels a pull on his heartstrings that won't let him speak. Ever since I came to this place, that dream of mine has been growing. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Talbot Settlement.
At the age of 16, Lieutenant Thomas Talbot was appointed aide-de-camp to the Marquis of Buckingham. Attached to the staff was another young soldier, Arthur Wellesley. The two would become lifelong friends, but were not destined to tread in the same fields of glory. Wellesley would go on to conquer Napoleon on the fields of Waterloo and rise to the titles of Duke of Wellington and Prime Minister of England. Talbot would settle a portion of the endless forest of southwestern Ontario and would see the wilderness blossom on the rose. 3 years after their first meeting in Ireland, Talbot left Wellesley and sailed to Canada to join his regiment.
With my whole heart, I wish you much success, Tom.
Mr. Talbot, you're embarrassing me.
Why, Suzanne, dearest?
Oh, yes. There are some things that I must say. Perhaps I should have thought more carefully, but you were so light. Tom, I'm going to be very frank with you. Is this a little play for you, or are you going to ask me to be your wife?
Suzanne.
Oh, please don't be angry. I didn't mean to hurt you, but I must know.
Darling, I am the greatest fool and blunderer that ever stepped from Irish soil. I can never do the simplest things in the right way. Suzanne, I'll love you all my life, and I want you to be my wife.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Ever since I could understand such things, I vowed that no man should ruin his career because of me.
Are you trying to tell me you won't marry me because of your Indian blood?
Yes, I am telling you that.
I've known that before I met you, and it means nothing to me. You said yourself that we were happy together.
That was long ago. It's different now. More division.
But you and your sisters are honored wherever you go.
By you. And by people like you. But there are others.
If any so much as raised an eyebrow in my presence, I'd...
No, by God, you can't fool me. They're all over this accursed place. Dozens of them. But I can spot every single one of them.
I'll wager you couldn't pick one of them in a crowd, Charles. They're powerful good-looking, some of them.
Tom.
Pick 'em. I'd pick 'em out of 5,000. 10,000 even.
I'll lay my grey mare against your King Charles Spaniel that you couldn't pick one of them at this ball.
That's fair. He doesn't know any of our girls. Charles, are you on, then?
Certainly I'm on. My little spaniel against your grey mare, and I'll have her, too. And give Sophie a necklace into the bargain.
Me too, Charlie.
You, too. Isn't this the king's birthday?
You'll show him up, won't you, Charlie?
Show 'em up. I'll turn 'em all out. Shaming all our pretty girls with their yellow faces and their rolling eyes. Too bad, eh, my pretty? Hello! Lieutenant Talbot, isn't it? Just a moment, Lieutenant.
Mr. Goddard, you're drunk. Have the goodness to step aside.
By all that's lucky. Teddy, You won't have to go very far to lose your wager. Ladies and gentlemen, here's one of your pretty squaws.
Get up, or by heaven, I'll murder you where you lie.
Tom, control yourself.
Let him get up.
You'll pay for that blow, Lieutenant Talbot.
You'll pay for every word your filthy mouth has uttered, you sniveling, white-feathered cur.
Blood, you accursed Irishman!
What's this all about? A brawl? My house? Lieutenant Talbot, I had suspected you of better manners. Put up your swords. I am surprised to find your highness here.
I ask your excellency's pardon. Indeed, the affair happened so suddenly. We were having a little joke, and our friends here took offense.
They have been taking more than offense, I'll judge, and too freely at that. Lieutenant Grey, have the goodness to escort the ladies to the ballroom.
Come along, my ladies.
Your highness, I'll have a word with you.